Well, if you can go through the lab right now, like the guy in Michigan is doing, he's creating evolutionary life in a lab, then a parallel would say,
yes,
you could do this in the past because parallel should be there.
The idea that, I mean, people have been exploring for a while now is to create a lab environment that's like the Earth was 5 billion years ago, in theory. And then if life originates there spontaneously, and they've gotten close to getting some of the building blocks, at least, of life in these situations, that would give us a plausible explanation for how it happened, which, you know, that might satisfy me. But I'm more talking in a sense about how things that happened in the dark, you know, deep in the past are not falsifiable, perhaps, in the scientific sense. But I do see what you're saying. And that would be what they would do to try to prove it. Yeah.
If being fit is the idea that you can reproduce, what about those who can't? Does that make them unfit?
Well, it does. In theory, it actually does make them unfit by the process of natural selection only. I mean, we can talk about other ways in which they're wonderful, but in fact, yeah, I mean, I don't have any children. I probably won't ever have any, and so in a sense, I'm a real loser by natural selection standards, right? And if you can't have children, on the other hand, if there's any way that they can, through any kind of medical intervention or whatever, at that point they are again fit. If we have the technology to make it happen, then they're fit. So people who argue again that, well, these people, you know, they're weak or they're sick, or we don't want people with Down syndrome, or we don't want people with these other, you know, syndromes or whatever, you know, it's not really, as long as they can reproduce, you can't use natural selection as an argument against their fitness. Okay, and I'm just going to leave you before the break with this image, because this is one of the things, maybe the thing that most trips me out about the theory of evolution, is that if you believe in the theory of evolution, and I don't know if you do now, but if you believe in the theory of evolution, then we've all got a common ancestor way far back, and things like this, little, you know, like that's a trilobite, you know, or things like this kind of cabbage thing that grew on the bottom of the sea and didn't do anything except absorb protein for billions of years, or this little single cell. Those are our great grandparents. We're actually related to those things, right? If you believe in the theory of natural selection, we're related to things like that. And that's our ancestors. And those are things that we should consider to fit into our family tree. So we're going to come back and talk about design. It's intermission for now.